why you're absolutely fucking retarded and belong on disability. A lot of you struggle with money, and that's because of your circumstance. You grew up with poor parents, they're uneducated, they're not ambitious, they're not lawyers, they're not doctors, they don't come from money. They decided to settle down with each other, have babies, and that's you. Maybe you live in an apartment, or maybe they even pulled off buying a house. But you're struggling. You don't know where to get money from. And honestly, your circumstance, your social circle, the way you were brought up, the community you're in, it qualifies you. Oh my God, this freaking bug. It qualifies you as being disabled. You probably struggle with some sort of mental health related anxiety. Maybe you're trying, maybe you're like, you know what? I know I'm smart. I know I deserve better. You're the black sheep of your family. But you don't know where to look for help. So my recommendation to you is to look into universal basic income and then follow the presidential candidates who support universal basic income, because then you'll get $1,000 a month. But if you don't want to do that, you don't want to wait until robots take over the world and the government implements a robot tax and then uses that robot tax to give us universal basic income. You should admit yourself to the psych ward, get a diagnosis of some sort, like a debilitating one, like schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever. And that's a lot of mental health hospitals nowadays. This is a joke, guys. This is not actually advice. But that's essentially what happened to me. My brain just was working overtime and I went a little crazy. And I ended up in the mental hospital and was diagnosed, came out, applied for disability, and got it. So now I'm pretty much like set for life, especially if you live a simple lifestyle. You don't really need much. If you want to go out every week with your friends, that's a different story. If you want to go to the beach every weekend, you want to go clubbing or drink, it's not going to work. You need to live a simple lifestyle in order to do that. And yeah, you might be wondering, like, how did you get this ability? Don't you need a lawyer for that? How did you come up with the money for that? Well, I'm just really smart, and I filled out the paperwork on my own, got what I needed to get done through the people that they needed, like my sisters to vouch for me. You know, just be honest. Don't lie. As long as you have the paperwork saying that you have this diagnosis, more than likely you'll get approved. So yeah, we're all kind of struggling. You know, some of us worse than others, but there's always something you can point to and be like, well, compared to this guy, compared to Elon Musk, I'm disabled. Like, my family sucks. I want to be here and I'm here. I have none of that. You know, mental health is not just mental, it's also social, environmental, it's spiritual. So yeah, I mean, it's a process. I think it took a few months, a couple of years for me to, you know, stabilize and realize that I even can get on disability after all my hospitalizations. And I mean, I had a legitimate reason to, so, you know, don't take this as like oh, this guy's being like serious. I am being serious. But if, you know, you don't think this is for you, then it's most likely not. But for me, you know, I felt like I was owed by society because of what happened to me when I was younger. When I was 13, 14 years old, this guy stuck a needle in my neck, and I woke up with my ass hurting. So I didn't remember any of that until I did ketamine treatment. I was trying to figure out, like, you know, that book, Body Keeps the Score. My body was trying to tell me something, and yeah, I sued the religious organization that I was a part of. Got a bunch of money from that. $475K. And I was like, you know, I was like, I don't ever, hold on. I was like, I don't ever want to work again for anybody. I want to work for myself. So I made this. And yeah, you know, if you told someone to make that, they'd really have to go upstream. They'd have to go against the grain for that. But for me, it was just natural, so it all worked out. But if you're looking for, you know, I legitimately feel bad for some of you. Like, some of you might, if you can't think of this on your own, honestly, it's probably not for you. But if this is already on your mind a little bit, take this as a sign that, yeah, it works. You know, and that's not to say you can't be productive. Like, I still make YouTube videos. I still, you know, try to succeed as an entrepreneur. But more than likely, if that's you, you want to be creative and you don't want to be on someone else's dime. You don't want to have a boss or work for someone. Maybe you struggle with authority. Then yeah, that definitely works, you know. You just got to make it happen. But all right, you guys, that's pretty much it for today. I'll let you go. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts. And I will see you in the next one.